We have stopped pondering the reasons behind the things we use on a daily basis because they have become so ingrained in our routine. Occasionally, even without fully comprehending them, we examined a few of the most common items more closely to demonstrate how much thought went into their design. I sincerely hope that this will allow you to realize their full potential. Beanies and other hats. Pom-poms. Even though they are now cute and fluffy, they actually served a purpose. During stormy weather, French sailors used to wear pom-pom adorned hats to protect their heads from the ship's ceilings. Margins of a notebook. Do you remember how horrifying it was to discover that notebook paper with college-ruled margins allowed for more writing? Believe it or not, those margins were not designed to limit the number of sentences that could fit on a page, or even to provide space for taking notes. In order to safeguard your work, manufacturers began putting margins on writing paper. In the past, rats were a common sight in many homes. In addition to everything else they could eat, your paper was one of their favorite snacks. By leaving blank spaces around the edges for the rats to chew through first, and by protecting the writing on the outer edges from general wear and tear, wide margins prevented important work from being lost. Brass is used to make a lot of doorknobs because it kills bacteria. Therefore, these kinds of doorknobs are virtually germ-free, ideal for a family with many children. The jacket and coat half belt. Nowadays, half belts are mostly added to clothes for style. However, in the past, they were applied to oversized military jackets that also served as blankets. The purpose of these jackets was to collect all of the extra material, so that soldiers could walk without falling. You can also turn your screwdrivers into wrenches. A lot of screwdrivers are used to increase torque because they fit easily through a wrench. When working with difficult angles and heights, this feature comes in especially handy. The sample of fabric. If you're like us and are interested in fashion, you've probably wondered about those tiny Ziploc bags containing button-covered squares of fabric that come with new clothes. Yes, you can patch a hole with the piece of fabric and replace a missing button with the button. The fabric swatch, on the other hand, serves primarily as a test bed for various cleaning products, so that you do not harm your clothes. The ridges on some coins' edges. Coins with ridge patterns are a reminder of a time when coins made of precious metal were as valuable as their weight. However, some sly thieves would shave the edges off of coins and use the metal to make new coins, while spending the shaved coins as though they were heavier. The ridges were added so that it would be easy to tell when a coin had been cut in half and someone was trying to cheat the system. Your teeny tiny jeans buttons. The unsung heroes that extend the life of your pants are these buttons, also known as rivets. They help keep the fabric together and are positioned where it is most likely to tear from movement or strain. The tiny icon that looks like an arrow on a dashboard. When you arrive at a gas station, you are not the only one who has had to work hard to remember which side your gas tank is on. It turns out that you already had the answer. Near the gas gauge, every dashboard has a small symbol, usually an arrow or a triangle. It demonstrates precisely what you missed. Which side is your gas tank? Find the filler cap on the left if the arrow is pointing in that direction. You know what to do if it points right.
Thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe. See you soon.